To the Zoom and back. 10-minute play by Cindi Sansone-Braff. Cast of characters: Ava Lucello, a woman in her early 70s. Thomas Chaton, a man in his early 70s. The offstage voice of Robin, a woman in her early 30s. The play takes place in two separate Long Island locations simultaneously during a Zoom virtual date. The time is the present. Setting: Ava and Thomas each in a room in their respective homes. At Rise, Ava's hair is well coiffed and she is neatly yet conservatively dressed. She's fumbling with her cell phone, setting up her Zoom virtual date. It's obvious she has never Zoomed before. Thomas is still handsome, albeit balding, dressed in a suit and tie. He's sitting calmly in front of his computer, all ready to Zoom. The audience and Thomas see some pretty unattractive angles of Ava's face. For instance, the camera is under her chin, then up her nose, then her video image turns upside down.
Robin! The video is upside down!
Auntie Ava, just do what I showed you before. Turn the portrait orientation lock off.
Ava fumbles, then uprights the video. She puts her N95 mask and starts gloving up.
It's a virtual date. You don't need PPE.
I just, okay. I'm just worried I could be a soup spreader.
Second movement of Beethoven's Seventh Symphony begins playing.
Oh, I didn't know you was already there. Hi there, Mr. Chatton. Tom.
Seeing herself in the video, she begins futzing with her hair.
Thomas. I prefer Thomas.
Oh, Thomas, it's 6:45 on the dot. You're very prompt. That's a good trait, right? My sister Conchetta Riposi in pace always claimed it was. All my life she hounded me about my tardiness. Ava, when you're not dilly-dallying, you're lollygagging. Speaking of my dearly departed big sister, that music you're playing, it makes me feel like I'm in Maloney's funeral parlor viewing an open casket.
It's Allegretto from Beethoven's Seventh. Richard Wagner felt that this symphony was the apotheosis of dance.
Well, Ava Lucello thinks it sounds like something the priest is going to play while he's giving me last rites.
I thought we could use a little mood music.
If you're in the mood for the morgue, then the burial hymn hits a home run. Just set the right tone for a first date, not so much.
Your dating profile said that you love listening to good music.
Oh, my niece Robin wrote that up. I'm really too good with computers. Yeah, she's right though. I like good music. I like the voice.
The Voice?
The Voice, yeah. Yeah, a reality TV show, you know, a singing competition. It's got Blake Shelton on it. I really like him.
There's an awkward pause.
You seem very relaxed. I guess you've done this kind of thing before?
Virtual dating? I don't think anyone in the history of humankind has done this kind of thing before. My son, the self-anointed matchmaker, he signed me up for the Forever Young dating site. He says, to find love in the time of Corona, you've got to think outside the lockdown.
So, what made you tap the match button on me?
You have the same first name as my wife.
You're still married? Your profile said you was widowed. I don't remember nothing about your wife making a miraculous resurrection from the grave.
No. She didn't do that. Ava's still dead. I mean, she died. My wife. 5 years ago. Breast cancer.
Please accept my sincerest condolences to you and your family.
Thank you. And how about you? What made you want to match up with me?
I thought you had, in your picture, very kind eyes.
Your profile says you're into cooking.
I don't know if I'm into cooking. I cook. You know, basic stuff. Meat and potatoes, pasta, sauce. Well, your profile said you enjoy gourmet dining and travel.
Yes. Ava and I, my Ava, we traveled around the world, dining in some of the finest restaurants in the world. Osteria Francescana in Italy, the Arzac in Spain, and even Le Chateaubriand in France. According to your profile, you like to travel as well.
Oh, I do. Last year, me and Robin took the Greyhound to Atlantic City. We stayed for 3 days, 2 nights at the Tropicana. And the year before that, we spent a few days at Disney World.
Your profile also mentioned that you enjoy the theater. I was over the moon to have secured tickets to the Cherry Orchard at New York City Center, but it canceled. You know, COVID-19 strikes again.
In March, right before the whole world slammed shut, me and my niece drove over to Miller Place High School to see Mamma Mia. And the whole audience was singing along with the kids. It was great. So when you're near me, darling, can't you hear me? SOS.
Your profile said you were single.
Well, it sounded better than spinster. That's what my sister always called me. But I kept telling her, that's not a politically correct thing to say no more. But on her deathbed, the last thing she said to me was, adios, spinster.
Do you have any children?
I just told you, I never married.
Well, that doesn't mean you couldn't have children.
In my world, it does. I was raised a very strict Italian Catholic household. You know, first comes love, then comes marriage, and then comes Ava with the baby carriage.
But I take it that you're very close with your niece, Robin.
Oh, that goes without saying. She's like my own daughter. She lives upstairs in my mother's old apartment. She's a good girl.
How old is she?
33. Her birthday was yesterday. Robin's single, but that's not a bad thing anymore. I feel bad for her being stuck in a foxhole with me on her birthday, so I called up Uber Eats and I got takeout from Applebee's, and the two of us made the best of it. I'm really hard on her. Her shop isn't deemed an essential service, so she can't even make a living right now.
What does she do?
Hair. She's a beautician. She's a very good one. Let me tell you, I am lucky to be in lockdown with her. My friends are all complaining about the sorry state of their hair right now.
I guess being bald has its upside.
Robin always insists on doing my hair every week, just like always.
Your hair looks very nice.
Thank you. I'll tell her. Well, this has been,
The new normal?
Thomas. Oh, take a look, see? Over there. By your bay window, go. There's a cardinal. As kids, we was always told, when you spot a cardinal, it's a sign from your loved ones from the other side.
I don't really believe in any of that psychic hocus pocus. But my grandson does. Every time he sees a cardinal, he shouts, "It's Grandma Ava coming to say hi."
I guess. Sometimes it's nice to kind of think that maybe they're still around. Well, I know I'm not what you expected. I'm boring. There's not much more to me. What you see is what you get. Whereas you, now you've been around the world. You listen to Beethoven, not because you have to, but because you want to. You dine like a king. You had a wife and a family. The most exciting thing that ever happened to me was back in 1984 when I won $500 in a scratch-off. I just want you to know, this has been fun for me, but like I said, I'm boring.
That is the one word I wouldn't use to describe you. We're two consenting adults, right? And we're both in agreement that this has been fun. Then maybe we should shoot for a second date?
Really?
Your profile said you were from South Huntington. Now, I don't live too far from you, Lloyd Harbor. Tomorrow, I could be the designated drive-by food guy and swing by your house at 6:15 sharp to drop off dinner. We'll say just a quick in-person hello, all masked and gloved up, and just in case you're a super spreader, to be doubly safe, we'll social distance.
Like I always say, better 6 feet apart than 6 feet under.
After I drop off your food, I'll head home and join you for a virtual dinner. I just need your address.
Oh, I don't know about that. I barely know you.
Auntie Ava, the man is bringing you food. He's not Hannibal the Cannibal. Tell him you'll message him your address later.
I'm sorry about the interruption. Robin insisted on chaperoning. It seems her best friend Ashley had a virtual date that didn't turn out so hot.
The guy was sitting there with no pants on, with the camera angled down.
I told her it should only happen to me.
You should have put that on your profile. Close optional. You would have gotten a lot of likes. Now, Ms. Lucello, what kind of food would you like me to bring?
Oh, me? I'm a fussy. Growing up, we had two choices in the Lucellos. La Cucina, take it or leave it, and lick it or lump it. My pops was always famous throughout Staten Island for screaming on the top of his lungs every supper time like clockwork. Hey, Johnny boy, you want to be eaten or you want to beaten? Being Johnny Boy's little sister, watching him take all them whippings, I was so scared sitting at the dinner table. I swear, if my mother served shit on the shingle, I would have swallowed it. So if you're treating, I'm eating.
And I'll bring plenty for Robin, too.
Thank you, Thomas. Just remember, I don't eat mushrooms or anything with eyes.
It's a date, then. Tomorrow evening at 6:45 p.m. on the dot, we'll dine. Separately, but together.
Is this going to be another 10-minute Zoom speed date? Because if I shovel food down that fast, I'm going to wind up with a wicked case of agita.
No, it's going to be a real virtual date. Light some candles, break open a bottle of wine, and pick a playlist from The Voice.
In that case, I'll break out my mother's good china and a mother's good silver. What am I saving them for?
Me? I thought you said you were saving them for me.
I'll put on my white tie and tails. And I don't want our dinner getting cold, so whatever you do, Ava, try not to lollygag.
Okay, Thomas. But don't hold it against me if I dilly-dally. It's my nature. All right. Ciao for now, Bello.
Au revoir, mademoiselle.